Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving, so we are doing a few things here. You can see the turkey's up, but right in back of me here is all of the Christmas stuff. We have a lot of stuff going on this year. We're literally back to back with all types of things, with vacation and traveling for holidays this year, parties. So there is not a lot of time for me and for us as a family to get this stuff done. So kind of breaking a rule. Usually my tradition is I don't touch Christmas until the day after, at least the day after Thanksgiving. So usually it's that weekend that I hit it hard, but we just don't have the time this year, so I'm being a little proactive. That being said, we are going to get into, I'll do some holiday decorating. I did one for Halloween, so I'll do one for Christmas. So you guys can see the setup I do for that and how I try to kind of, I guess you could say make a theme, but I'm kind of big on making sure things kind of match up and look cohesive. You know, I get everybody has their own deal, but we'll talk about that later when we get into the decorating one. However, today we're going to try something a little different. So you're probably wondering why I'm on my ladder up on my roof. So two reasons. One is I went up here and just cleared off some of the leaves just because of the pitches and the angles on my roof. If you look up over here, I've got this little pitch here, and then above that is the other skylight. If you can maybe see the other one up there. Probably not. Let me get a little higher for you. Let's see. Here we go. There it is. That other skylight back there. So between that and the house, I usually get a little bit of leaf buildup. No big deal, but since I'm up here, I grab the blower and just hit it quick. It's actually really nice to have the electric one because I don't have to sit up on the roof and try to pull start something. I can just push the trigger. But I do that, and then the other thing I do is I set up the heater cable. So we're going to talk about that and get into just the setup and how it works for me. So the heater cable does exactly what it says. It's a cable that gets warm. And what that's real main purpose is to prevent things like ice dams. So ice dams is when you've got snow that's melting and refreezing here. What'll happen is it can get buildup and it'll turn all of this into just a big chunk or block of ice, and then it clogs your gutters, and then you end up with just overhangs. You're adding extra weight and stress onto the gutter system. You're also, if your roof isn't protected, and my roof is a little old, but it's still in pretty good shape. I actually have the wrapping that goes all the way up. So there's the thermal barrier, the tar wrap that they put up here that prevents any seepage, because if you don't have that, older homes, what happens is no paper under here or a thin layer. The ice, as it's thawing and melting, will actually get under the shingles and work its way up, and then you'll have water problems inside your home. So, and with the plywood and everything else underneath. So what I do here is, because of this little short pitch, and you'll see on the other side I have a really short section of roof there, I typically get some ice dams built up around here, and the same on the other side of the chimney too. I'll get some ice damming over there. So what I've actually done is I've taken the point of buying the heater cable. Now, when I first moved in here, what it actually had done is I noticed the ice dam. So I came out here when it was about 20 degrees one day on the ladder, and I had my steamer, my little Shark handheld steamer, and I was over here steaming to get these chunks off, and I had, blocks that were popping off here, but that worked. And now we've gotten a little better. So I actually bought, this is called Frost King is the brand. It comes in a white and orange box. You can find them at Lowe's. You can find them at Home Depot. They come in different lengths. This one is 60 foot. So we have a 60-foot cable, and it runs all the way here. It goes up and over, and then I run it down the gutter on the side. I'll show you that too. And I run it down the gutter over there. And then I have it Velcroed to the gutter with some white Velcro so it matches. And then that just helps keep everything there warm, keeps it going. And I actually have the cable run to the plug over on the side here, so I can just walk out my front door and plug it in when I need it. I do also go the extra mile. I have a wireless outdoor plug that I hook up to it. And that actually is awesome, because then I can just go right on my phone and just turn it on and off without even having to go outside, or if I'm not home, like I said, if we're away. And it's been a beautiful thing to have. So there's a couple things to note with these heater cables. One is the length. Obviously, you want to make sure you have the right appropriate length. And the other one is the setup. So they're not hard to do. There's no tools required. And they're not super expensive for what they are. And so you want to make sure that, first of all, you want to make sure you have a good ladder. This is, you're probably not going to see the logo. There it is down there. This is a Warner, and this is a 28-foot extension ladder. And having a good ladder is basically probably the number one thing you can do. The house came with an old kind of rickety extension ladder that I hated using, and then I got this thing, and now it boosts your confidence level, but obviously you want to be careful. But having a good ladder when you're going up here. Number two is when you're doing this setup, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to do what it needs to do. So again, since I'm doing this up and down on the eaves here, it's just going to kind of allow all of this nice triangle pattern. I'll see if I can, there we go, up and down, and that'll just keep this area pretty clean. It doesn't just melt everything off the roof. It keeps a nice clear path for water to run when it thaws out and doesn't refreeze. So, and you can see up there, simple clip goes right in, wire hooks on, and down here at the bottoms you hook it, and they come with these little, they're bendable, totally bendable, easily to move wires almost, that hook in, and then this allows you to kind of loop it around and bring it. This lets it reach down into the gutter here so that you don't have any buildup of ice on the top. So that gets done, and you can see here I went up, I went down again, and now I'm gonna put another hook right up there at the peak, and then I'm gonna run it down on the other side, and we're gonna go over there and check it out. Also, one thing you wanna make sure you do is before you hook this all up and go through it every season, I plug it in and I test it just to make sure it gets warm. It doesn't get hot. It's not, like you can't touch it, but it does get warm to the touch. And one additional thing I do with it is you can see here I fed it down and I have the end of it running right through the gutter. That way it keeps everything in there warm, so the water will constantly, or say the ice will constantly remain as water and come down. So next we're gonna go up there and we're gonna hook up a clip. Okay, so we're on the roof. We're hanging out up here right now. You can see I got my skylights here, and you can get a better idea of that little crevice area that it just kind of the leaves like to sit in. But I got my clip. I usually put these in my pocket right here. I have a few extras, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna hook up this clip at the top, and then I'll show you the other side on the way down. Here you go. You got the clip. You hook it up here. Again, you just find a nice little slot for it right between the shingles. It's got some teeth on it on the underside to hold it in place. And then you just take the cable, you set it in, push it closed. Done. Simple as that. And now you can see I've got a nice clean run down there. And then I'm gonna do another one right down there, and you can see again, that's actually just about as narrow as the other side. So I get more of a buildup over there anyway. But again, doing this completely prevents it. So we'll get the ladder moved over there and we'll start doing our triangles up there. We're on the other side. You can see it gets a little tight up there, right? So no worries. Again, I don't get a lot of ice or any snow buildup over here. And I have plenty of space here to put another 2 set of triangles. And then I'm gonna run it down this gutter right here. And what I've actually got to do that, roll of Velcro. I bought it and I cut it into strips so I could wrap it around the gutter, and that'll run the wire down. And again, not only is it just allowing me to get the wire down so I can plug it in, but it also keeps the gutter thawed when I'm running it. And yeah, so let's put the other one up. We'll do that one. I'll show you how to do those triangles now. So again, clip, you can see the teeth right here. So it hooks on, give you a little side profile, right? So when you take these off, you open up the top part, you pry it nice and wide, and then you push up and pull down to kind of get it to break itself free. So you just come down here on the corner, throw that on, make sure it's snug, and now this guy just hooks right in. I'm pretty sure that everybody on YouTube that does these videos, and this is probably a good recommendation for me to have the stick. Maybe I'll go grab that. There we go, just like that. And we'll take the wire and we'll hook it on there, and I'll show you that in a second. Got it. This was $5 at Five Below. So it's got a little tripod stand. It can extend on the pole, and it's got a holder. So yeah, this is what we're gonna go ahead and set up so I can bring it up with me. It's actually my first time using it, so it should be interesting. So many people yell at me about hands on the ladder. we'll get there. But this is gonna be awesome because now I can set this up and show you how to do everything with 2 hands. Sweet. There it is. Now, you take the wire, and all you do is you make the loop. Make a little horseshoe out of it. And I pull it down tight from that side, hook it on, and same thing over here, I just push down. And it stays locked in. That's it. And now I can take the rest of the wire and do what I gotta do. Got another clip. We're gonna go up, yeah, here. These triangles look a little tighter because obviously there's a little bit less space. So these have a little bit more of a pitch or an angle to them, but they work just the same. And that's why some people I know around here, they actually leave these up year round. I just don't, I mean, I know it's black and it matches the roof. I just don't see the need for it. Especially with all the weather you get throughout the year, it probably tends to wear these out a little bit faster. So that's all. We're gonna keep going here. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, we are set. Having this on a little bit of a arm really makes a big difference. I'm kind of a fan of that. But yep, so there we go. Running all the way up and over, down on this side, out from over on the other side. And now we're gonna go down the gutter. You can actually see it right there. I can move my hand right here. We're gonna run it down the gutter and I'm gonna go ahead and Velcro it up. All right, Velcro. Got it white. I know the cable's black, but it is what it is. And all I do is I feed the Velcro through like that. Make sure it grabs the wire, holds it in place, and then done. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be there. And now you can see that holds it in place. I will run that all the way down. Don't mind my hands. I'll run that all the way down. Every couple feet, I'll throw one on here just till I get to the bottom. And then we are gonna be in good shape. Done. So there you have it. That's the brand, like I said, Frost King. I'm not promoting it. This is the one I picked. Works really well. It's not that expensive. It's a really good peace of mind. It does exactly what it needs to do. However, you know, when you do use them, it's one of those things, it's a prep thing. So, or call it a preliminary. So when you know you've got weather coming, so like I said, it doesn't snow here all winter long, like maybe some other places. But when we know it's gonna be either, you know, freezing rain is coming or a snow is on in the way, what I'll actually do is I'll turn it on either the day or the evening before, and just let it go. I mean, doesn't cost much to run. Especially where I live, the electric here is pretty cheap, thankfully, even though we're in Connecticut. But it works awesome for what it is as long as you get it going. If there's already snow and ice on the roof and you plug this in, it's probably not going to give you the same results. You're probably going to be sitting there for a while because, again, I know the cable heats up, but again, it's a preventative. It's meant to prevent ice dams from forming, not to clear them up once they're already there. So, you know, at the point at which that happens, you know, you're going to probably want to take some additional methods to clear things out. But for what it is, works awesome. It's not hard to put up, and it does a really, really good job. I've had that cable on for now almost like 6 or 7 years. I've been putting that up for, what, 20 minutes, a half hour of my time, just because I kind of do a little bit slower with it. It works really well. So there you go. I hope you guys learned something. Next time you see me, we're going to get into some holiday decorations. So I got plenty of those to put up. So that'll be a good one. Take care.